Osiris.
What's going on, everybody? It is Friday. Thanks for tuning in. I think everyone I know is out in Colorado this weekend for King Gizzard, Aribolo, and of course, the Trey Anastasio trio. I hope everyone has fun out there. I wish I was there. It seems like an awesome weekend to be in Colorado. And it's a little hazy here on the East Coast. It's getting better. I can see blue sky for the first time in a few days. Anyway, our friend Karina Rykman is on a Joyride. If you missed this news, Karina Rykman just announced her new album, which is a collaboration with a bunch of her friends and longtime musical companions, including Trey Anastasio and Aron Magner of the Disco Biscuits. I really enjoyed hearing her talk about this on her podcast, Inappropriate Happiness, where she went into detail about this. I think she said it was like a 2 or 3 year journey of getting this album from an idea to fruition, and it seems like Trey really encouraged her to go for it with her first solo album. So it's a really cool story. Definitely check out Inappropriate Happiness and check out the first single off the album, which is out now. All of that is in the show notes, of course. As I mentioned last week, we launched a new podcast called We've Got a Band. It's coming through the Undermine feed this first season. We released the first 2 episodes this week. Chris Witaske of The Bear and a lot of other shows, and Austen Kroll of Bravo. These are really hilarious interviews. I really enjoyed them. And you can hear stories from Chris about the Chicago Harpua. He was part of Second City and was part of the group that put that together and had the band at Second City and had them on stage and formed friendships throughout that. But also he talks about his longtime Phish fan journey and how Trey inspired him to give up drinking and a bunch of other really cool stuff. And then Austen Kroll, who's a Bravo celebrity, I think. He's on a bunch of different Bravo shows. He talks about his fan journey. He's from the South, so he talks about it from a different perspective, coming from Charleston and seeing shows all over the country, but also a lot of really funny stories from shows and his friendship with Chris Kuroda and a bunch of other stuff. So those first 2 episodes are live. We're going to have a new episode next week. Hope you check that out, and I hope you enjoy it. And they'll have several more interviews with prominent Phish fans. And later this year, we'll go back to regular Undermine. And if We've Got a Band continues on for season 2, that will become its own show. So check it out, and thanks for supporting us and giving that a shot. And Undermine will continue on, as I said. Hopefully, we'll be able to get into maybe some 1998 Phish, maybe some other topics we've been brainstorming. As you can tell, we don't really know yet, but it'll be fun. I will say, keep your eyes out for an announcement on Monday from Osiris and the Ardmore Music Hall. We're going to do something really interesting and special around the Man Phish shows, so keep your eyes peeled for that. That'll come out on Monday, and we'll be doing some really cool stuff at the Ardmore Music Hall around the Man shows, so I hope to see some of you there. Okay, HF Pod, we're continuing our 40 for 40 series. We're going to dive into Tab from 2001. That'll be live today on Friday at 4 p.m. Eastern. Link is in the show notes. It's interesting because this is our first year of no Phish, but of course, because it's 40 for 40, we have to continue to go in to depth on what was happening in that year. So we're going to dive into a really fun 2001 Tab show today. And also another save your date. I hope everyone has their pencils and papers out. Save the date for Sunday, August 6th. That's the day after the last Phish MSG show. We're going to put together a special 10th anniversary HF Pod party. Some of our musician friends will be there. Hopefully a lot of our fan friends will be there. It'll be a cool overlap of a bunch of different people, and we'll have some music and some conversation and all kinds of other stuff. So I hope that you're able to join us. That'll be announced very soon as well. And then lastly, I want to tell you about another project. Brian from Attendance Bias Podcast, he's hosting this series about Goose fandom from the perspective of 3 Phish fans, him, Brian, and then, of course, Megan from HF Pod and Brian Brinkman from HF Pod. So the 3 of them, they're doing 3 episodes. The first one's out now, but they talk about what it's like to come into a new scene as a longtime Phish fan. The series is called Flocking Outside. So check that out. All right. I hope everyone has a great weekend and gets to see some live music, and hope the air clears up a little bit. And talk to y'all soon. Thanks.
Osiris.